the Budhole Podcast.
Welcome to the Budhole. It's your chance. Do your dance at the Budhole.
Here's a hot take.
Guess who's back? Back again. Budhole's back. Tell your friends.
Budhole coming at you.
We just want to say before this thing starts, thank you so much to our loyal listeners, and here you go with another great Budhole podcast. Brought to you by Star Lamar, Brandon, Gage's Rage, and Scott on the Budhole Podcast Network. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Budhole Podcast, episode number 140.
Boom, boom, ting, bop, 140. Holy shit.
Episode number 140. This is the NFL Week 3 wrap-up, Week 4 look ahead. This episode, we will be bringing you 3 words or less, the much-anticipated 3 words or less from the Budhole. We'll be bringing you locks and long shots, an ABC, and a Budhole 5 at the end of the episode. But first, this episode is brought to you by Shock Fantasy. Thank you to Matt Harrison, owner of ShockFantasy.com, as he hooked the Budhole up with a special deal for our listeners. If you are a Dynasty League player and you want to see Dynasty player values on a really special spreadsheet that shows you contract years, whether the player's trending up or down, and all the analytical side of things, as well as overall player values, not just positional breakdowns, which are tiered by color, but also just overall player values from a Dynasty perspective, this is a great deal for you. Otherwise, DFS information, loaded full of DFS information as well. If you sign up over at shockfantasy.com today, use promo code BUDHOLE, you'll get Shock Fantasy a membership for 1 year for 6.9 cents per day, which is $25 for the entire year. You get access to all that awesome information.
I did sign up for Shock Fantasy, and that's what I used to get all my information for the mailbag on Sunday. Ooh. And it was my best week. Did not translate to my fantasy teams, but I did do well in the mailbag. Take the little wins when you can get them.
Exactly. 1 week at a time.
And the cool thing is it's all done on charts and color-coded, and it's all put together really well, so it's easy to just look it over and be like, all right, this guy's a good play this week, this guy. And then I don't know if you've looked at the Dynasty player value chart at all, but it's really cool. So, yeah, it's worth the 6.9 cents per day. We all have it, a membership to it. It's worth it. We're also brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. This week, if you deposit a minimum of $20, they will match you $20 to play daily fantasy this week, which is more prop bets than daily. You bet on the props for the games over at thrivefantasy.com. If you sign up with promo code BUD, they will give you $20 if you deposit $20 or more into your account, and that's instantly into your account, so that you can get in on the Thursday night game, which they have solo lobbies for just Thursday night, or you can get in on the Sunday action as well.
They do have Monday games as well, too.
Standalone Mondays. Yeah. So they are. It's fun. I've been playing Thrive Fantasy the first 3 weeks. It's a fun play. It's worth it for the money, especially if you put in 20, you'll get 20 back on it. And it also gives us a little kickback, which is nice to keep our show going, and it allows us to get soundboards for our show, which we all like soundboards for our show.
And we can do things like this.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
And that is most of us when we are watching our Thrive Fantasy standings. When we're looking at the standings on Thrive Fantasy, we are very much so mad at ourselves most of the time for picking the props we pick.
That is me looking at every single fantasy team that I have. No! I mean, all the time.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
Red zone is bad for that.
Yeah, it's rough. It is rough. I did win in Thrive this week, though.
Nice.
It was a good week for me. I had 8 out of 10 bets.
Ooh.
I was super close. Ridley went down on like the half-yard line early in the game, or within the 5.
For a touchdown.
For a touchdown. It was half a touchdown. I picked the over. So I was really close on that. And then I missed Jonathan Taylor, which in a game where they win like 36-3.
And 2 defensive scores.
You would think that Taylor would get over 90 total yards, because it was receiving and rushing, and it was like 96 or something like that. And he only got 64. Yes, sad trombone is correct on that one. But I hit the other. I had Rodgers over 2.5 touchdowns. I had Kamara over 100 yards. Thank you. I'd like to thank Sidewalks for keeping me off the streets. Thank you guys. But I was only a handful of points away from winning big money, but I won like $50, which is still nice.
That's how it
Heck
goes,
yeah.
though. The thing is, in all of those dailies, there's a really fine line between winning nice money but not great to like weekend changing money. The difference between $50 and thousands is very minimal.
And I will say Thrive is not like DraftKings where you have a lobby where you can make $1 million. This is more like you're going to win maybe 3,000 to 5,000 if you're top place, but it's smaller lobbies. It's a lot more fun. It's not life-changing money, but like Scott said, it would be weekend-changing, month-changing money.
Well, and
There's
with
also-
the Dynasty Kings or
Draft,
DraftKings,
yep.
sorry, you would have to have Cedric Wilson on your lineup. Otherwise, someone else did, and they won. You know, you need to hit these guys that are total 1 week wonders, but win you that 1 week.
Exactly. You hit on the players that are low value that get a lot of points, but you also have to hit on the top players of the week. So it's not
Yes.
like if you get Cedric Wilson, you can miss on Christian McCaffrey when he was lighting it up. You still have to hit those picks to win those games.
Yep. The biggest thing with DraftKings, which we don't support DraftKings at all because they're not a sponsor of the Budhole, and none of us play DraftKings. I'll repeat, absolutely none of us. I play DraftKings. But the biggest thing with DraftKings is you would have to hit the guys that you're supposed to hit, but then you also need the one minuscule guy. If you get the one guy that nobody else picks and he shows out, that's when you're talking big money.
Exactly. And I mean, I played once or twice before. Not since Thrive came out. I love Thrive. Have you guys played it yet?
Yes,
I know
I
Scott has.
Obviously, yeah.
Avi.
Yeah.
It's free money. Why would I not play?
Yes.
and they've completely taken DraftKings money from my wallet. So
Oh, yeah. And they've taken hard-earned money, just my money, out of my wallet a couple times. But making it back now, it feels good.
Yeah. So go over to thrivefantasy.com. Use promo code BUD when you sign up. Get that $20 match. Don't be stupid. Don't throw free money away. Most people wouldn't do that. If you're walking down the street and you saw a $20 bill, most people would stop and pick it up. This is no different.
Nothing under hundreds
Yeah.
for me.
Well, that's time is money, right?
Don't
Okay,
got
Jeff
space in
Bezos.
my wallet.
But with that being said, to kick off the episode, let's get into some Budhole 3 words or less.
Three words or less.
Come on, asshole. Yes, me too.
My trusty sandals.
Me feel good. Me do it now. Are we done?
No, we are not done. We are just getting started with 3 words or less. The way this works, we have to wrap up last week's games in 3 words or less. We are going to start out with the Dolphins versus the Jaguars. Thursday Night Football, 31-13. The Dolphins win. Scott.
My 3 words or less for this. Fitzmagic isn't over. The dude has some fight left in him. He's not ready to hand over the reins to Tua. He himself even said Tua Tagovailoa can do things that he could only dream of doing. But for this week, Fitzmagic showed out. The Dolphins won. All is well in Miami. And teaser into our picks for the week, I got the Miami Dolphins on a crazy upset that I will unveil to you later on in the episode.
you were buying into the Fitzmagic.
No, I just think the Dolphins are a pretty decent team. And Fitzmagic right now is the leader of that team.
He loves it, but he didn't start Fitzmagic this week.
Oh,
Who'd you roll with?
So I picked up Fitzmagic on Thursday in a guillotine league, and I'm not going to lie, I was feeling pretty stressed out this week. I've lost Christian McCaffrey, don't have a lot of pop on my team, and I was thinking, wow, Deshaun Watson's going against the number 1 ranked defense in the league in Pittsburgh. Like, do I really want to start him, or should I start Fitzmagic Thursday night? I picked up Fitzmagic with the idea to start him, and then I pussied out.
You even
kept him
asked
on
the
bench.
Budhole.
I did.
I supported your Fitzmagic decision.
And he was he was set to be my starter up until about 10 minutes before kickoff.
He even ran one in.
Yeah.
Do you
But-
believe in karma?
Is that why your brother's going to be eliminated from that guillotine league?
I think
Oh,
he
I-
already is.
He is.
Yeah, he is. He's officially out. But
You've been chopped. I'm just saying that
chopper like a chopper. Swear. No, I don't really. Deshaun Watson did good for me, and where I drafted Deshaun Watson, he's almost got to be my every week starter. So I had a moment of panic, but I figured it out, and I'm not going to get chopped. I actually had a pretty good week in the guillotine league. So
I was just saying that you rigged the draft order and gave yourself number 1, and then McCaffrey goes down.
I didn't rig the draft order. If I would have rigged the draft order, I wouldn't have made myself the number 1 pick because I didn't want the number 1 pick. In that league with 17 picks, you get number 1, and then you got to wait till 36. That's not ideal.
Well, you haven't been chopped yet.
Well, it's because I'm an engineer of quality Manischewitz. My team's quality.
I was also pretty nervous early on.
A wine?
Yeah.
Minischewitz?
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. It just sounded good at the time.
Pretty sure that's like a Jewish wine to have at Passover. Fun fact of the day here on the Budhole.
I thought that was the last name of Scott's first mail order bride.
Hey, no. Let's move on.
2012 was a wild time. For that game, the Jaguars just didn't have any pop.
Yeah, without Shark, it was a different team.
Robinson, another good week. He looked
he's
good.
legit. James Robinson is a real guy, and he should be in a starting lineup for you every single week in fantasy because he gets the usage, and he's also, what do you call it, a 3-tool or a 3-down, 4-tool running back. He can run with power. He can run with speed. He can catch the football. He can do it all.
Run with speed. That's the big knock.
James Robinson is fast enough to get the job done.
That's why he went undrafted, because he doesn't have speed.
Yeah, but he clearly can get the job done. He puts up numbers. He can catch the football. He's definitely better between the tackles, but he can run. Like, he's a good player.
Let's not get carried away. They were playing the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Dolphins. They are the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Exactly.
Welcome to the podcast game.
It's nice to have you.
Hey, I'm back. Full midseason form here.
Yeah,
but they do play a lot of bad teams coming up, too. We've read off their schedule a handful of times before, but they don't have like an extremely tough schedule coming up the next 5-6 weeks.
Fair enough.
Solid play in fantasy, my opinion. Moving on, we'll go on to the 49ers versus the Giants. 36-9. Niners win. Gage.
I'm going to say runner's paradise. If you heard that two of the Niners starting defensive linemen were out, you'd think it would be an all-day running attack for Saquon Barkley. He's out. So Freeman comes in. He's going to run the ball a lot. Oh, no. It was the Niners who ran the ball. Jerick McKinnon in the first half gets a score. Gets banged up. He gets hurt. Wilson Jr., Jeffy, he comes in, and my name's Jeff. Gets another touchdown.
My name's Jeff.
Hell, they even gave the wide receiver a couple runs, and he scored a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk, stealing Deebo Samuel's work. They were running all over, run the clock out, runner's paradise.
My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this game. The 49ers needed this win, and they got it.
Another point in the the season-long poll for me, so it works out. Brought my total up to 8. It's like 16% or something like that. I like it. Next game, Washington versus the Browns. 34-20. Browns win. Star Lamar.
My words are half chub. He went off again. 100+ yards, 2 touchdowns. The Browns are over 500 for the first time since December 2014. I believe that 75% of the Budhole couldn't even legally drink the last time the Browns were over 500.
Fuck.
A long time ago. I
That
know
might
it's
be
early in the
accurate.
season. It's only 2-1, but they're over 500. Their fans got a half chub right now. They're excited for this year. Bad week 1, solid week 2 and week 3.
At that point in time, though, 3/4 of the butthole was pro abolish the police. Because if that would have happened, we would have been able to drink. So, I just want to be clear on that.
But you still couldn't buy.
Oh,
Yeah, you
could
could
have done-
drink. We
you could have
could
done
drink.
whatever you
Yeah,
wanted.
Oh, he said legally.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're super young,
Yeah.
so you had a
You
ways
still
to go.
can barely buy drink. You can still barely buy booze. You just turned 21 yesterday?
When
You
the
shave
mask-
off that caterpillar.
When
I
the
don't know if
mask
you're getting
mandate
by.
is on, I get carded all the time, and
Because
then
you
I
got
take
nothing
it off and I go,
outside of the
"Oh,
stash.
What? This mustache doesn't look 26 to you?
Then you get yelled at for taking it off.
Minshew's got one.
Get that back on. Minshew's is dirty. It's butthole approved for sure.
Minshew's stash? Oh, yeah. So
The
is
whole look.
Fitzmagic's beard.
Listen, Minshew, if you want to come on the cast sometime, talk mustache talk. 3 of us are rocking it right now. Well, 2.5. You're always welcome to come on the butthole.
Anytime.
I don't know if mine... I understand it's hard to tell if mine's actually a mustache or if I just had tomato soup before the podcast. But I do want to be clear. It's my best attempt at a mustache. Okay? So,
I like
on
it.
record.
It's the thought that
I'll
counts.
knock you for trying.
The
Just-
effort.
Stay away from schools and playgrounds for a little while, maybe Chuck E. Cheese's, and you should be all right.
Dude, nobody's going to Chuck E. Cheese. That place fucking sucks.
Their pizza's terrible now.
Yeah.
It's all about the games.
Went there last
Now.
week.
You
been
remember it being
terrible.
good? I just remember thinking they didn't take the cardboard cutout out of the bottom of it. And like they forgot. Nope, that's the actual pizza.
It's amazing. All they're doing is teaching kids to gamble, and I love it.
That is true. The indoctrination is next level, and it's butthole approved.
I guarantee you, you look into it, one of the deep, underground owners of that company owns MGM. They're just grooming us.
Or one of the original founders.
You probably look around, and there's probably Vegas signs all over the place, and we just didn't realize it when we were younger. And they pumped in oxygen. They didn't have clocks, and it smelled like cigarettes. God, my childhood was awesome.
That just sounds like my home life.
Next game, Bengals versus Eagles, 23-23. We have a tie. So nobody wins. My 3 words or less is going to be O-line help wanted. Joe Burrow was murdered yesterday. I was watching the highlight videos, and it was every other play he was on his back, it seemed like. 8 sacks total, and they all came at bad times. I think 3 of them came in overtime. So they need some O-line help. They have a decent squad. I was going to say something along the lines of Boyd, look at that. I don't know, something. It's going to be clever. Kind of coming up with it on the spot right now. But anyways.
I thought you were going with the O-line help wanted for both teams because they both need it.
I mean,
Jason
it's
Peters went
fitting.
down yesterday, too.
It's fitting, but I was talking more about the Bengals
That's
in
fair.
general.
Do you guys feel like that was the longest overtime ever?
I
How many
only watched
possessions
it long
did each
enough to see
team get?
Peterson bitch out and punt it on 4th and 5 from the 50.
I'm pretty sure they got 2 other shots with the ball after
Yeah, I
that.
think each team had 3 shots.
It kept being 3 and outs, 3 and outs, 3. It was a punting battle. And they both bitched out at the end of the game.
Yeah.
They both played for a tie with less than a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I go on record
Cowards.
here with a on the record butthole beef? I have a butthole beef with the NFL's overtime system in the regular season. Ties are an absolute waste of time, and they could do it better and have it over faster if they would just do the college style overtime. But instead of start at the 25, make them start at the 50 or something. Why not
A little
do
bit
it?
tougher.
Yeah. And I get it. Oh, because if you start at the 50, it might inflate the scores and whatever else. But it's like, don't you want wins and losses in the column at the end of the day? It's the most American sport, and Americans hate ties.
And
It's
they-
part of the culture.
They want inflated scores.
Yeah.
That's why it's an offensive league now. The penalties, the quarterbacks being protected, it's all favored towards points.
Plus, baseball, since baseball changed their extra innings rule to start with a runner on second, it's been much more enjoyable to watch because every single half inning is much more interesting. By the way, shout out to the Twins, won the AL Central. Gage wanted to make sure we got that shout out in.
Yep. And they did have a couple extra inning wins in the last week to help push them there.
Yes,
so.
they did. We'll give them a quick round of applause. All right. That's all they needed. Just a little bit of a round of applause. We won't give them too much of a round of applause.
Yeah,
yet,
they
'cause
still
have
got
a lot
some
of
work
work
to
to
do.
do. So, but yeah, I think the overall ties in the NFL are stupid, and they should address it.
And overtimes at that rate with the college football rules would be fantasy heaven.
Yeah, I
They'd
mean,
score touchdowns and they'd get a chance to score a touchdown, and you went back and forth like 3 times or something.
yeah,
I mean, imagine if this Chiefs-Ravens game goes into OT. Imagine how many points they could score if they started at the 50.
yeah, and it'd be fun to watch. At the end of the day, you want people watching it.
Moving on, Raiders versus Patriots, 36-20. Patriots win. Scott.
I have panty sniffer Gruden. If any of you saw that freaking face mask that Gruden was wearing, it looked like he was straight up sniffing someone's panties. So, panty sniffer Gruden. I thought about making it something really cute, game related, but I'll pull up the picture so you guys can see it if you didn't. But yeah, panty sniffer Gruden's what I got.
I mean, it kind of takes after his brother a little bit then.
That's
Apple
true.
doesn't
It must
fall
run
too
in the
far
genes.
from the tree.
Oh, poor Gruden family.
Next game, Bears versus Falcons, 30-26. Bears win. Gage's rage.
Yeah, I kind of want to audible here. I did tease it in the last episode. We're going with Super Bowl shell shock.
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral.
The Atlanta Falcons just have not looked the same since they lost that Super Bowl 28-3.
We're looking at Gruden right now.
Gruden's
What?
mask is, yeah.
He was one of the coaches who got fined.
He's going to get fined again because he decided a thong was good enough.
Jesus.
Now, if I'm a betting man, and we all know that I am, and we are, I would be willing to bet money that that's Josh Jacobs' thong. Anybody want to take that bet?
I mean, he wasn't giving the ball to Jacobs in the red zone, so
That's true.
maybe not.
He didn't treat him right on Saturday night, so Gruden's getting
Stole his
paid back on
panties
Sunday.
He's like, I'm going to get treated right on Sunday at noon. And you're not.
But the Falcons have just, after the 28-3 lead that they blew in the Super Bowl, they're just not good.
Well, they can't finish games. They're a
No.
decent squad. They
They're-
can put up points and they can get the lead, but they can't hang on to it.
Yes, yep. And the Atlanta Falcons last week did it against the Cowboys. The onside kick that had a force field around it or something that the Falcons couldn't grab. They find every way
Didn't
they
even
can
try.
to lose the game.
I think that the Falcons, at season's end, because they will fire their head coach, Dan Quinn, they're going to be one of the most desirable destinations for a coach to take over. That offense is loaded. All you need to do is teach them how not to lose at the end of games, and you're going to win a lot of football games.
10 starting first-round picks on the offense.
Yeah.
Because sadly,
And Gurley's looking. I mean,
Laquan.
Gurley's looking decent for him.
Treadwell got cut.
Who was the guy they were giving a run to? Hill, B.J. Hill, yesterday behind
Brian
him.
Hill.
What is it?
Brian Hill?
Oh, it's Brian Hill. So, I mean, yeah, they have weapons on offense, and I think it'd be a desirable spot for a coach to go to, especially with Breeze and Brady getting older.
I haven't fact-checked this, but they might be one of the only handful of teams that have lost a game when a team has made an in-season or in-game quarterback change like that. I mean, how many times do they lose when your quarterback is playing, the opposing team's quarterback is playing so bad like Trubisky that
They
they
get
pull
benched.
him, start somebody else, and they still lose that game?
That's a good little bit. There's probably some truth to that.
Man, they're just breaking records left and right. Not the ones you want to, but records are records.
They're doing it nonetheless.
My backup 3 words would have been BDN strikes again.
Oh, that's
I like,
good. I
like the
that.
rime on that
yeah.
one. I already teased it, though. So we
I've
had to
always
roll
been a
with it.
guy who likes to rhyme all the time.
Rhyme, alliteration,
It just kind of chimes.
anything with explanation.
God, that was good. That was good.
I try.
I'm going to applaud you for that.
This is where we hold
Die.
up.
All right, next game. We have the Rams versus the Bills, 35-32. Bills win. Star Lamar. Holla at us.
I got serious MVP contender.
Ooh.
Josh Allen, over the first 3 weeks, is probably number 2 in the MVP race right now, behind only Russell Wilson. Dude is putting up stats. After week 1, I was still a hater. I wanted to make excuses for him playing a bad team. He did it against a good team. He has 8 touchdowns against man coverage, which is second only to Russell Wilson. So he's not just finding holes in the zone or anything like that. The dude is solid. I still don't think he has the best wide receivers on his team. I didn't think Diggs would make that big of a difference, but it seems like he's figuring it out here in year 3. And if he continues this, he's going to be in contention for MVP.
But he won't.
Wilson, this is Wilson's year.
If that team wins the division, if they get 12 wins, I agree with Starr completely.
He's definitely a contender, and even at this stage of the game he is. But Wilson is playing out of his mind, too. I would say, as a more respected quarterback around the league, it's probably going to draw more votes. Name still matters, in my opinion.
And we need some new stars. We don't need the same guys from 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you got to earn it, too. And I think all it's going to take is Josh Allen's too pick happy to end up winning it. He throws too many interceptions. He threw a bad one this past week. Russell Wilson right now is, I don't even think Russell Wilson's going to keep this up, and numbers would back me up on it. But nonetheless, Josh Allen he throws too many interceptions to end up winning MVP at this point in his career. I still don't necessarily think that Josh Allen is a great quarterback, to be honest. I still got to see more out of the guy, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Well, at the end of that game, there was an iffy call penalty on a 4th and 10, right?
Yeah, it was 4th and long, and they were in the red zone, 20-yard line-ish, 25. Gets down to about the 8-9 yard line and goes up for a pass, and there was a penalty against the team that started the stupid freaking rule to begin with. The Rams were the ones who created the whole madness of offensive pass interference and challenging the pass interference penalty, but
I mean, I don't know if that was necessarily the Rams' fault. It'd be the ref's fault, right?
Well,
they made the obviously it was a pass interference, right?
Yes, yeah.
But they're not the ones who called it.
Or didn't call it.
Exactly.
Yes.
But I see what you're saying. It all started, I mean, it's full circle right there. The only difference is they got to go to the Super Bowl, and this was just a Week 3 loss.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now, if they lose that game, if that's not called a pass interference, if it doesn't
turnover
happen,
and downs,
is he still considered? Is he still a top candidate at that point? Does that change your opinions on him if they lose that game?
If he already had a loss and he was to get a few more, probably. But the fourth quarter a fourth quarter comeback is what you need. Game-winning drive with 0 time on the clock.
And I'd rather be lucky than good.
Hard
sure.
work beats talent when talent stops working hard.
Ooh.
I don't have anything for that. That's good. That's good. Good job, Star.
Pretty good.
Wish I was on a gym wall in high school or something.
All right, the next game, Texas versus Steelers, 28-21. Steelers win. My 3 words.
Hey, what happened? Hey, what happened?
I know you guys can't hear it.
Hey,
we do
what
have technical
happened?
difficulties, but it says, hey, what happened? The Watt brothers all went against each other. The 2 younger ones pulled out the
What if I sleep hot?
Or cold.
Going into the ads. But it was the battle of the Watts. TJ and Derek came out with the victory. I think they don't call him, his name's not even Derek. It's like John or Paul or something like that. He goes by his middle name.
The fullback?
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe their
that's why.
dad's name is Derek too. He's DJ, Derek Jr. But then why wouldn't you go by DJ just to match the rest of them? I don't know. It's a weird family. I don't get it.
That's why he's the fullback.
That's it. That's it.
He
would have
had
been
to
at the
do
end.
something to be a little different because he's only a fullback, so he had to do something to get his name in the game script for what the announcers are going to talk about. So that's what he came up with.
And the youngest childs are always trying to do something to get attention. Like, look at Scott. Started shaving his head at 19.
His name is DJ.
Is it?
Derek John Watt. Or DJ Watt.
Well, whatever.
You call it.
He just wanted to be different.
That's what different. That's what D stands for. Different.
Different kid.
Different J. Watt.
Whatever. Nonetheless, Steelers won. Good game. All right.
Fuck you, too, for saying what you said about me. That will stick with me forever.
Two. Don't group me with him.
People don't forget.
No, I was talking to Brandon.
And who else?
No, I just said fuck you, too. Like, fuck you, too. Like,
Well.
T-O-O-T.
Well. Yeah, both of us. Okay. All right, next game. We have Titans versus Vikings. 31-30. Texans. You have Texans. It's actually Titans win. Scott.
Typos happen. That's not my 3 words. My 3 words, hopeless hope.
Typos happen.
Hopeless hope. The Vikings showed some hope, but they're now 0-3, so it's hopeless hope. The worst kind of hope you could possibly have is hopeless hope, and that's the hope we have. So, boom, that's all I got.
I don't know if it was the numbness from weeks 1 and 2, or if I've just gotten to a very sad place in my life. But after that game ended, my thought was, at least it was a good game. I wasn't upset. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't in my normal Vikings Sunday state. I was saying, I think they had fun. At least it was a good game. So there's something wrong.
Did the 2020 Vikings ruin football for Star Lamar? Is he now always going to be every year after this? It's just, it was competitive.
I just hope both teams have fun.
I'm kind of with Star on this one. The 2020 year is different, and I'm not down in the dumps when the Vikes lose a heartbreaker game-winning field goal at zeros on the clock. It's more like, did I get chopped in the guillotine league?
I don't know if it is necessarily the 2020 football season, though. I think it might just be being a part of a guillotine league. Your back's up against the wall every single week.
The amount of stress
Fuck
you
my
have
team.
every week.
I have to win this week.
I mean, I've smoked more cigarettes in these last 3 weeks on a Sunday during football games than I think I've ever smoked in my entire life. And it's because I look at the guillotine league and I see I'm in, 4th to last place, and I only have 100 player minutes remaining when the 3 guys below me have 180 player minutes remaining. And I don't know any other way than to smoke a cigarette at this given point because shit's getting dicey.
He spends more time outside smoking cigs than watching games. He's just that nervous. He comes back in, he's like, I got to take another one.
And then I come back and see...
Lives.
Yeah, and then I come back and see I have 99 player minutes remaining, and I look at the other guys, and they have 178. And I'm only up on them by 10. And I'm like, fuck, I need another cigarette. But
it's rough out there.
It is. It's a hard life.
I told my dad today when I saw him, I said the same thing. I was like, at least it was a good game.
Which is pathetic.
It's so
really
sad.
So pathetic.
I feel bad even saying it. And I felt like it was a trap game. I felt like going into this game, it was a game we were going to win because we were heavy underdogs. I mean, maybe not point-wise or whatever, but At home, we weren't considered to win that game. And the Vikings are very good in down years, winning games they're not supposed to and hurting their draft stock. I think the best thing that happened to us was actually to lose that game. Improves the draft stock because we weren't going to make a deep run anyways.
Yep.
Not at this stage of the game. And so going 0-3, another loss in a good game that showed that we had a lot of heart.
Yeah, it's hopeless hope.
Exactly. It's hopeless hope. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
And so what we need now this week in week 4 against Houston and Deshaun Watson is we need another week of hopeless hope. We need
lose by 1 again.
JJ to come out and do his thing again. We need Kyle Rudolph to catch another nice touchdown. We need Kirk to play good until the end when the offensive line decides they don't want to block. And then he just shits his pants and gets fucked up.
The issue with this team, it's not really an issue, but I think we're good enough to win these games.
Yeah. And
I think the first 2 weeks were rough. Last week showed that we have enough to beat a good team because the Titans are a good team. Tannehill isn't bad.
Although he played pretty bad.
He's been saying it for a year.
Tannehill played pretty bad.
He was the Dolphins' Tannehill.
He did
finally
exactly
returned
what
from his
he
ACL
needed
injury
to win. And on the goal line, they gave it to Derrick Henry instead of throwing it out to Jonnu Smith or whatever other 5 tight ends they have.
God, Tannehill's so average, though. He's so average.
What did he do? He didn't lose the game, and that's all they needed.
I know, but God, he's just so average.
He's average until you want to sack him, and then he shows his a little bit of quickness, and he can run a little bit. Oh, he's just above average at scrambling.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Next game.
Panthers versus Chargers, 21-16. Panthers win. Gage.
Davis fills void. Christian McCaffrey goes down. Mike Davis comes in. Fills the void perfectly. He had 8 catches for 50 yards. Got their only touchdown. They scored a bunch of field goals and ended up holding off.
How many field goals did they have?
Joey Sly was all over that scoring log. It was like...
Because they ended with 21.
I think it was 5. 5 field goals and then the 1 touchdown with a blocked PAT.
Oh, man.
Yes. But the rookie looked pretty good. He was throwing the ball to the right guys for the Chargers.
Keenan Allen had 10 grabs for like 130 some yards or something like that.
13 for 132 and 1. Austin Eckler had 11 catches for 84 as well.
Oh, man.
The thing I
That's
like
a stat line.
And Hunter Henry right on top, the top 3.
The thing I like the most about Herbert being the quarterback in Los Angeles is the 3 names that you would think would produce are now finally producing.
Yep, it's the order of operations.
Yeah, and I know it was only 1 week with Tyrod, but I never had faith that Tyrod Taylor was going to have those 3 guys produce.
It's a different offense with Herbert in the backfield. And
Yep.
Did you guys see those rumors floating around the internet right now?
What's that?
So Herbert's family's well connected back in Oregon, right? I'm talking underground crime, mob, mafia, all the types of shit.
Oh, shit.
The doctor for the Chargers owed money to so one of those Western Seaboard mafia groups, and they said, you can get your money, get Tyrod
Herbert
out of
in
the
the
game.
game.
Like, we'll clear your debts. So it was all part of the Herbert family mafia's plan to get him starting. The doctor purposely did that.
You're supposed to save this till Budhole After Dark.
You know,
I'm just saying. You heard it here first.
Here's the thing. Star came in to podcasting with us as kind of not a conspiracy theorist. And now here we are. We've cracked him. We have broke him. Welcome to the dark side.
Enlighten us.
And if you missed our fantasy episode, Big Dick Nick, not so big. Go back and check out that one, too. We're breaking all NFL conspiracies here.
Hitting at 100%. But yeah, I think Herbert's got that job. I think he's staying with it.
Yep, absolutely.
I love Herbert. He's so fun to watch. He is fun to watch.
He's just fun, yeah.
When I hear Herbert, I think of the old creepy guy on Family Guy.
Herbert the pervert. Y'all want some popsicles?
I saw
I got
a
some
meme
popsicles down in my basement.
that
Come on,
compared
Chris.
him to a person on an original Disney Channel movie. And now every time I see a picture of him, that's all I think of.
Was it Brick from...
No, just, when they do the outline of the Disney thing,
Yeah.
like, you're watching Disney Channel. Just him with his long hair and baby face. That's what he looks like. Someone is telling me I'm watching the Disney Channel.
the skater show or the...
Brink?
Yeah, Brink. That's the... Not Brick.
Oh.
Total Brink lookalike.
Next game, Jets versus Colts, 36-7. Colts win. Star Lamar.
Roads closed again.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
officially miss Xavier Rhodes. I didn't know if he was going to bounce back all the way. He opens the game with a pick 6, gets the second pick later on in the game.
Save a touchdown, too.
He looks back to some sort of form. He was playing Sam Darnold, but regardless, he had a great game. More than the Vikings secondary can ever say this season. Roads closed. He's back.
I do want to pull something up now that you mention Sam Darnold. I think we had a text earlier. I'm going to pull it up right here. Maybe it's a few back. Scott said Sam Darnold is the second coming of Jesus. He's going to be better than Tom Brady and Joe Montana combined. That hair alone and the way he got mono makes my pants tighter than a fat kid on Thanksgiving.
There it is.
No, God! No, God!
I think
please,
he's
no.
wrong.
I never said that about Sam Darnold.
You were high on the
Okay,
Darnold
I
train.
added the pants tight part.
Okay.
My bad.
That was the best line of it.
Let's refer to the soundboard for what Darnold needs to do from this point moving forward.
You have failed me. You must unlearn what you have learned.
He must learn
Darnold needs to unlearn what he's learned because Adam Gase has absolutely ruined him, and the Jets organization has absolutely ruined him. Sam Darnold is the exact poster child for what getting drafted into a bad organization can do to a quarterback. If you actually look at tape of Sam Darnold, he can make all the throws. He has the ability to make all the reads, but he's on a bad team where he's constantly pressing and trying to make too much happen, and he's turning the football over, and the Jets have no talent. If you look at the Jets team that they brought into that game, that's probably less talent on that Jets team than the 0-16 Lions team had as far as talent. That Jets team is just stricken with awfulness all over.
Are you trying to say maybe if he was given an opportunity to sit for a year, develop his skills, let someone else take the burn, and he could come into the NFL as like a 23-year-old, second-year experienced quarterback, he would have excelled a lot better?
I also think if you were to get traded, say the Jets have the worst record in the NFL, which is entirely possible, they might. Let's say they draft Lawrence and they trade Darnold. If I'm the Vikings, I would be towards the top of the list of wanting to get Darnold to put behind Kirk Cousins.
Darnold's touchdown was highlight worthy.
He has all the tools.
Pocket.
Yeah, it was a nice play. It just was at a worthless time in a worthless game, so it doesn't get. That was Patrick Mahomes, Monday Night Football versus the Ravens. They're playing that on SportsCenter for the next week.
I think Darnold's going to end up being a guy that surprises a lot of people because he's going to go to a good situation and he's going to get a chance to kind of get that proverbial reset where he'll disappear for a little while. And when he gets his next opportunity, he's going to look a lot better.
Where was Darnold drafted by the Jets?
3.
Number 3 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Was it Baker, Saquon, Darnold?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? He was the number 3 pick overall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Brandon and Scott were saying that first-year quarterbacks have to start and can't sit; they have to play.
I figured that.
No.
That's what I said
with your question.
That was okay. It wasn't
No.
It wasn't Scott.
I just want to say though, I think Darnold, if he would have gotten drafted into the right system, he would have had a perfectly good opportunity to be a real quarterback from day one. I don't think Darnold is the type that needed to sit. I just think he's been ruined by the lack of an offensive line and weapons in New York. And the coaching staff does him no services at all. That's what I'm saying.
I think they're all the type that need to sit, man. NFL quarterbacks.
Okay, then what about Burrow? Why is Joe Burrow showing out?
It's week 3 in the NFL.
I'm just saying, he can clearly play.
Herbert can play too, but you can play and then you can win and you can win Super Bowls and you can contend.
Russell Wilson.
Can he show up on Sunday and throw a ball? Yes.
Russell Wilson, 3rd-round pick. The dude was an absolute stud his rookie year. No, he's a 3rd-round pick.
He's a 4th.
Russell Wilson was a 3rd.
Pretty sure he was a 4th.
I'm positive.
Butthole bet it.
A butthole bet.
Butthole bet.
Oh, we have a butthole bet.
I just made $10. Kyler Murray, 1st overall pick, played as a rookie last year, played pretty darn good. I seriously think
darn good.
Kyler Murray was good last year.
What were they, 6 and 10?
His stats though were good. The reason that they weren't good was because they just weren't a great team. Period. Kyler Murray played good.
Wikipedia is wrong, but I'll pay $10.
A lot of times with young quarterbacks,
we have draft Wikipedia right next to you.
As soon as the bet was brought up, I stayed out of it until you shook, and I pointed at Scott.
A lot of times with young quarterbacks, it's the supporting cast that you're drafted into that ends up helping you succeed or fail.
They're like a fine wine or whiskey. Give them time, and they'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you saying that? If the Jets get the number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence is fucked? He's going to have a bad career?
Okay, now this is where there is holes in my theory. There are certain quarterbacks that transcend the team around you. And Trevor Lawrence, I feel like, is one of those. But you're talking generational talents at that point.
Back to first-round quarterbacks. Wasn't Big Ben a rookie when he won his first Super Bowl?
Yeah, he was actually.
I think we've said this. It's well
Wasn't
documented.
Tom Brady
lots of
a rookie
quarterbacks
when he won his first Super Bowl?
Have come in and been
Brady was
exemptions.
Was it 01?
Lots of quarterbacks have come in and been exemptions to this rule. But if Jamarcus Russell could have sat for a season,
but then you could argue that any quarterback probably isn't that great because over the last 20 years, there's been over 10 of them won by 4 guys.
If RG3
12 of them won by 4
had
guys.
a year on the bench behind Kirk Cousins. Maybe Kirk
was a rookie the same
and
year.
RG3 is our
They were
guy.
both rookies.
RG3 would still be the guy if he didn't get injured 3 times his rookie year.
That's all I'm trying to say. Give the quarterback some time. The league is obviously quarterback heavy, pass heavy, offensive heavy. That's why the quarterbacks are trying to get it.
Well, how long do they need to sit behind a quarterback or behind a veteran?
Each guy is there. It's a case by case scenario.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying.
A-Rod
Certain
got to
quarterbacks
sit
can
behind
start right away.
Brett Favre for 4 years. But you guys were saying that first round quarterbacks have to start first year.
I never said have to. Brandon never did either. But
Yes,
he
he
said
did.
generally
He
they
said
should.
they
He
have
said they
to.
should. He never said they have to.
Okay.
Stat correction, Roethlisberger also did not do it as a rookie.
God damn it.
No rookie has ever won the Super Bowl.
But the point is still valid
Burrow
that
this
you can
year.
have no
banger.
The point is still valid that you can have a rookie quarterback drafted and they can come in and be a true asset to your football team. It's possible. It's also possible that you could start a rookie that wasn't ready and you ruin them. It's not like you both have to be right or wrong on it. It just depends on the guy.
I'm just more right.
No, it literally depends on the guy, which is exactly Gage's argument. Gage's argument is just they should sit 3 years to 5 years.
This is where we hold them.
I know that we're still
give 'em
doing
time.
This is where we fight.
But I have another question to add on to this. Are there quarterbacks that did flame out that never stood a chance? Johnny Manziel, if he would have sat for 2 years, do you think he'd still be in the league, or do you think there's people that got overdrafted and never stood a chance?
I think there's certain people that never got drafted and never stood a chance. For instance, Gage's take on Jamarcus Russell. The dude just wasn't willing to put in the work. He had the talent. He just wasn't willing to put in the work. He was lazy.
But did he not want to put in the work because he got beat up and he was playing for a bad Raiders team?
Dude was rich and loved drugs.
There's that.
It's a bad combo.
Yep. Same with Money Manziel.
But all right, next topic. Next 3 words or less.
Cowboys versus Seahawks, 38-31. Hawks win. Brandon says, lock it down. Tyler Lockett, I think it was 10 grabs, or maybe it was 10 targets, 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards. It's like every time he touched the ball, he scored, and fucked my fantasy team. Starlamar did hit on his stud of the week. He said that the Cowboys can't cover the slot receiver. He was never more right in his life.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good hit.
Regarding that game, I mean, he was on fire. Lockett was on fire. Russell Wilson's just absolutely absurd. It was a fun football game to watch.
Metcalf had a good game, too.
Yep.
I think he had a
Could have
touchdown.
had a great game.
Did he drop one?
You didn't see that play?
The play where he fumbled before he got into the end zone because he was taunting. He
really?
flipped the ball.
He was a bomb. He was walking to the end zone.
It was 2 steps. He caught it, had the ball right here. Trayvon Diggs hustled, popped it out, touchback.
That's why he got his money.
Yep.
Oh, not Trayvon. I'm thinking Tre'Davis. My bad.
Wait, is it Trayvon or is that Quandre Diggs?
Quandre Diggs, I think.
This is Stefan's little brother.
Trayvon Diggs.
Quandre plays for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's their long-lost cousin.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Lions versus Cardinals, 26-23. Lions win. Scott.
Can't lose these. These are the types of games, if you're the Cardinals and you want to be looked at as a contender, those are the types of games you cannot lose, is those trap games against NFC teams. You can't lose these, and they lost that game, and it's going to end up to bite them in the butt because that's a good division. Can't lose these.
Rams are 2-1. Niners are 2-1. Seahawks are 3-0. It's a rough game to lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we were pretty close to having 2 of those teams, or 3 of those teams, 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fact check this, but that's one of the first times ever.
We were close to having 4 of those teams. No?
Oh, with the Niners? Who'd they lose to week 1?
Oh, the Cardinals. Sorry. I forgot that game happened.
Yeah, you couldn't have had it. Yeah, you couldn't
But
have had all.
nonetheless, they're kind of continuing their dominant division from last year. They had the most wins as a division, and right now they're sitting at 9.
There's not a single team in that division with the Rams looking how they look that's going to have less than 6 wins. And I don't know if there's going to be one that has less than 8. They're all definitely 500 teams, in my opinion. The only thing that might derail the Niners is injuries.
Yeah,
Very
but again,
possible.
I think that's it's almost a saving grace for them in a sense where a lot of teams have Super Bowl hangovers like
Yeah.
that. Going there, losing, you can see that the Falcons have been on a Super Bowl slumber for a couple of years. So
Yep.
Next game, Bucks versus Broncos, 28-10. Bucks win. Gage's rage.
We got red zone threats galore. Leonard Fournette absolutely flopped, but that didn't matter. Mike Evans was there with his 6'4" frame to just catch 1 yard passes from Tom Brady on the goal line. And you lose Chris Godwin, but Gronk kind of came alive. They're finding the big guys in the right spot.
Potty Miller.
Scotty Miller.
Oh, he just played like poo last week, so.
He's going to come alive with the injury to Chris Godwin, but.
Tyler Johnson. I'm telling you, I saw him out there. I don't know if he got looked at. I don't think he had a target, but I seen him.
I actually think the other golfer, Winfield Jr., is doing pretty well this season.
Yeah, he was Defensive Player of the Week last week, was he not?
I don't know.
He had an interception, a forced fumble, like 7 or 8 tackles. Week 2.
Ooh, Defensive Rookie of the Year also had a pretty good week.
Shaq Barrett?
Defensive Rookie of the Week or Defensive Player of the Week?
Depoy.
That's even more impressive.
Frick yeah, as a rookie.
Next game, Packers versus Saints, 37-30. Star Lamar, your takes.
So going into the draft, everyone was saying they need more weapons. They can't do it with just Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams gets hurt. What's he do? He puts up 37 points. Said no ammo necessary. You got yourself a big-ass gun playing quarterback. You don't really need any other ammo, any other weapons. He's going to put up points. You know, the Saints had their excuse with Michael Thomas out, and they still lost. Packers are a team to beat this year, as sad as it is. They are probably top 2 in the NFC right now.
They'll get beat, though. Hold the faith.
2020 has just been a hell of a year. Star Lamar has now turned into I don't know if the Vikings are my team. I'm just glad they played well. To picking the Packers and pick them and calling them the team to beat
in the NFC.
If this doesn't show you that this year has beaten people down to their core,
Exhibit A.
This is the only example you need to see.
That's sad.
It really is. All right, we won't beat you down anymore. Next game, last game, which is currently going on, the Chiefs versus the Ravens. As we speak, Chiefs are winning 20-10. I have AFC Championship matchup. These two teams are powerhouses. I don't have anything else to say about this game at the moment. Duvernay had like a 93-yard, I think it was maybe it was a kick return?
Yeah, I think it was a punt return.
Punt return, touchdown.
We might have a new, we have to amend our top 5 from last episode.
Oh, for
Baltimore's defense.
What about them?
At the time of play, that was what it was.
I don't know. If they get a couple fumbles here, they could become a top 5 defense for the week.
But this was as things sit, and, you know, that'd actually just take away from
I'm not
your
going to
answers.
allow you to take away a win from me, Gage, okay? So you can fuck right
It was a
off.
valiant effort. But that wraps up this week's Budhole 5, which I think brings us into...
Those are 3 words or less.
That's whatever.
Which brings us into the Budhole ABCs, which we'll get into right after this commercial break.
And we're back. Welcome, and we are about to start the Budhole ABCs of the week. You guys would be able to jam if you had.
Now it is time for Scott's ABC of the week.
Who? Me?
That's right. This is Scott's Budhole ABCs of the week. And my question for you guys this week on my ABCs is, rest of the season, if you have to buy stock in only one of these unbeaten teams, who are you buying stock in? The Bills, the Bears, or the Titans? Star Lamar, we'll start with you. One team out of those 3 you got to pick to go as far as you think they possibly can. Who are you betting money on? Titans, Bears, or Bills?
I'm going to say the Titans, solely based off of experience. They've done it. They were there last year. The other two are ascending. I think the Bills have a good shot at it, but the Titans know what they're doing. I'm going Titans.
I am going to take the best team overall, and I think that is the Buffalo Bills. I think their defense is rock solid. Tre'Davious White is a cornerstone of the NFL. I mean, he got the contract, and Josh Allen, as long as he doesn't screw it up, keeps playing like that MVP caliber player, Buffalo Bills will be a threat.
I can hear the heartache in your voice right now because you're picking between two teams that you just love in the AFC, the Bills and the Titans.
Yeah. They're two good teams. I'm very on Stars' radar with the experience just coming back from doing it last year. They have all the pieces still, but the Bills Mafia they got a spot in my heart.
I'm going to not pick the Bears. I think with their quarterback kind of controversy going on, Foles is starting now. If Foles starts to play bad, then they bring in Trubisky, and who knows what's really going to happen with that. And if they're making changes like that, obviously it's not good things. I just don't think they have what it takes to stay on top. I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with one of you two. But I'm going to pick Star Lamar on this one. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans. Tannehill is an average quarterback with a great running back and a pretty solid offensive line. A.J. Brown is going to be coming back off of injury here the next week or two. Corey Davis has looked good. Jonnu Smith is a stud at tight end. I like their defense. I think Fowler Jr. came back for the first time this week, playing this year. They have Jadeveon Clowney. They have that Kevin Byard.
Yeah,
right? Is it Kevin?
Jeffrey Simmons.
Jeffrey Simmons, too?
On the defensive line, their first round pick.
Simmons, if you watched the Vikings game yesterday, Jeffrey Simmons literally fucking ate Bradbury and Samia.
Yeah.
And
they were
Dozier.
three-man rush, and he was getting to Kirk every play.
And on top of that, I think Vrabel is a better coach than McDermott. My opinion, he's been there before. He's got the experience. He makes a lot of smart calls, like that little deal he did against the Patriots last year, letting the clock run and taking the penalty and letting it run again down in the 4-minute zone. And I mean, he's a smart guy. He's been around the block. They made it farther last year. They have the experience. They have the drive. They're winning these close games, and I don't think they're all going to be close. Give me the Titans.
I'm picking the Titans as well for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, their front 7. I love the Titans' front 7, especially adding Clowney to it. They're going to be able to get to quarterbacks come playoff time, which is a big thing of advancing in the playoffs. Reason number 2, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is going to be the type of guy that you can lean on heavily come playoff time. He's proven he can do it, and he'll do it again when it comes time. Reason number 3, Steven Gostkowski, the kicker for the Titans. When it comes time to make a big-time kick to advance in the playoffs, he's the guy that can do it. And if you wanted to throw in a 4th reason, I think the coaching staff is better for the Titans too. So I picked the Titans out of those 3. But the Bills are not far off. I think the Bills losing last year in that heartbreaking game to the Texans is kind of a good little character check for them. And they'll remember that come playoff time. The Bears are just a joke, so I don't know why the hell I put them in there. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Is ABC. If it was just AB, they would have made the list.
Right.
And maybe that's what the Bears want. No one's thought they're going to win any of their first 3 games either.
True.
I think another thing that can be made a note of, though, is the Titans are the clear-cut best team in that division. And I don't know that the Bills are the clear-cut best team in their division. Patriots are playing very good football, too.
They could win me $20 or $10 at the end of the year.
But with that being said,
they could also lose you $10.
Let's get into our locks and long shots of the week. Here we go.
Starting out,
number 1. Let's start out first with our overall standings for the season on locks and long shots.
Do people even care about that?
Me coming in at first currently with a record of 13-2. Star Lamar's in second with a record of 9-5-1. Yes, you heard that right. 9-5-1. Third place, you have Gage at 8-6-1. That's right, 8-6-1. And in fourth place, also known as last place, Brandon, with a record of 5-9-1. That's right, 5-9-1.
Okay, I have a butthole beef right now, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, I announced those wrong. Winning is Scott. Third to last is Star. Second to last is Gage, and last is Brandon.
No, I do.
There,
okay,
I understood that now.
That's much better. Okay, first off, there can't be 3 teams that have tied in the NFL. Star can't be 9-5-1, Gage 8-6-1, and me 5-9-1.
I also have a butthole beef with Watertown's education system.
Wait, what did I do wrong?
There's only 2 teams that have tied in the NFL.
Gage.
We all picked
You
the
all
same
picked the same
team.
game.
But Gage didn't.
I
pick
swapped.
that.
Oh, I'm thinking the season-long stuff. All right,
But Gage
whatever.
did. But Gage did audible
He
that
did.
pick. So,
So
who did you pick
He
there?
just gets a loss. Move that tie to a loss.
I
Is
was
that
just
what it
about
was?
to say, I volunteer my tie as a
I'm
loss.
thinking different games. Man, I just...
Brandon tries to outsmart the system, and he just proves why he's in last again.
You have failed me for the last
You
time.
stay down there.
GD. Just... All right, guys.
This is just a failure of a year so far for Brandon.
I-
While we're at it, should we announce our current standings with the teams draft? Because
While
newsflash,
we're talking standings, go for it.
Might as well.
team draft standings. Scott has 17 wins currently. Star is in third to last with 13 wins. And tied for first to last is Gage with 8 and Brandon with 8. So, Brandon, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I'm tied.
How can you be tied when there's only 2 teams that tie?
This is a different mode, a different bit that we are doing. All right. A tie is like... It's like kissing Gage, all right? It's
You should be honored to tie.
it's a little scratchy. You don't feel good about it, but you might tell your friends.
And you're wet after for sure.
Leaves a lot to be desired. But
I've been
you do
sweating
get a
all
round
day.
of applause from the buds if you do it.
Games are stupid. Keeping
All right.
score, they're stats. They can
Um,
be fudged.
With that being said, here we go with
Fucking
our
Falcons.
picks of the
Fuck
week.
stats.
Game number 1, Steelers versus Titans. Gage's Rage. Who do you have winning that game?
After all the smash talk I just did about against the Titans, I'm going to pick them now against the Steelers. Like you guys had said, good defense, good coach, good kicker, good running back.
Titans.
Give me the Titans.
Star Lamar, who do you got?
I also have the Titans in that one. I think it'll be close. Steelers have found a way to win every game, just like the Titans have. They're going to have to battle this one out.
Brandon, you have who winning that game? Titans, Steelers?
I'm going against the grain. I'm picking the Steelers, even after I just talked up the Titans. Kind of hedging my bet here a little bit, so to speak.
No, not you. That's how you ended the bottom of everything.
The Titans have they've won by a total of 6 points over the last 3 games. 1, 2, and 3, respectively. They've done it. The Steelers are a good team, too. I think that they're going to edge it out this week, which means pick the Titans to win. Have you seen my record? It is 5-9-1 because 3 people can tie in this segment. It's bad. I would pick the Titans if I were you. I am taking the Steelers.
All right, well, I'm feeling cocky this week because I'm going to go against Brandon, what Brandon says, because if you go based on record, going against what Brandon says is a good idea. But I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this game. I think the Steelers are actually an exact copy of the Titans. They're just a little bit better in every way besides running back. They have better weapons at receiver. They have a better quarterback. Their defense is comparable. And they have a coach that's actually won the big game before. Give me the Steelers. Game number 2.
Their coach has won the big game before, too.
I mean, as a
player.
coach. Yeah, I mean, as
Well,
a coach.
Yeah, and Deontay Johnson is out, just so you know.
So
All right.
far.
Kind of balances out A.J. Brown.
He might be back, though.
They might both be back.
Yeah.
Well, there's
So,
that.
with that being said, game number 2, Patriots versus Chiefs. Brandon, who do you have winning that game?
Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. This team is very good. They're currently up 10 points, almost going into halftime against the Ravens, and the Ravens are considered one of the best teams in the NFL. I think they do it again. I think they move to 4-0 if they win tonight.
Gage, who do you have winning?
Chiefs. Patriots are showing what kind of caliber team they are. I don't think they can keep up with the big boys.
Star Lamar?
Chiefs.
That's a clean sweep. We all got the Chiefs. And I think we all would go with the same logic. The Patriots just don't quite have the firepower to keep up.
You are all getting a loss.
You idiots. Next game up, Eagles versus 49ers, which is a little bit of an interesting game because the 49ers are going to be obviously down some players, and the Eagles are the Eagles. They are struggling. Star Lamar, who do you have winning that game?
I was just looking for my locks and long shots, and I thought about taking them on the other side of the ball, but then I realized I was on this game, so I am going to go with not the Eagles.
That's a good pick. And you did actually write exactly that in the Google Doc, not the Eagles. So good move.
I can't pick the Eagles.
Yeah, good pick on that. Gage, who do you have?
It makes sense. Keep rolling with the Niners until they stop rolling.
It's a clean sweep, I think. Brandon, who do you have?
We're going to roll with it.
We are all going to lose again.
Gang.
We are all going to lose again because we're all with Brandon here, going 49ers.
Yeah.
You want to know what this is, actually? This is a little bit of butthole sabotage. We are all just going to start picking exactly with Brandon so he can't possibly catch us and get out from last.
No, you don't realize we're going to pick opposite, and we're going to have Brandon pick the same as you to bring you down to the rest of us.
Oh, that's a good tactic. That'll happen.
Collusion.
So now going into our locks and long shots, we'll start out with Brandon.
God, that would
Brandon,
suck.
who do you have as your lock and your long shot of the week?
If you fuckers just like pick the same teams as me, so I stayed in last place all year, I would hate you forever. I'd be so pissed. My lock of the week, give me the Saints over the Lions, even with Drew Brees being an aged quarterback, not being able to throw the ball downfield. I did hear Mike Thomas might be eyeing a week 4 return. Don't know how likely that is. They did stay in contention with the Packers, who, according to Star Lamar, the new fanboy, they are the team to beat.
In the NFC.
The Lions are the Lions. They pulled out the trap win against the Cardinals. I don't think they're going to do it against the Saints.
And your long shot?
Long shot of the week. Give me the Raiders over the Bills. They played well, too. They had kind of a tough week against the Patriots this past week. Josh Jacobs was banged up. I think if he comes back fully healthy next week, I think they have a good shot. The Bills are a bit sporadic. They almost lost to the Rams. The Raiders did beat the Saints, and the Saints are a good team. I think they have a good shot at throwing them their first loss of the season.
For my locks and long shots, I have the Rams over the Giants as my lock because betting against the Giants means generally you're going to win money. And my long shot, as I teased at the beginning of the show, I have the Miami Dolphins beating the Seattle Seahawks because the Seahawks are good for a couple stinkers a year, and I feel like right now everybody's all in on Seattle, and this is a prime game for them to land a stinker. Give me the Dolphins over the Seahawks for my long shot. Star Lamar.
I'm gaining 1 point on Scott this week. Let's go.
I agree with you for my lock. I'm taking the Rams over a New York football team, regardless of which one they're playing. I'll do that every day. And for my long shot,
Something's
I'm
wrong with you.
going to take the
Really?
Browns over the Cowboys.
Browns over Cowboys.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
That's true. There is something wrong with Star Lamar.
Scott has the longest of long shots. That is the Dolphins.
What is that spread? Like, what are they expected to lose by?
6.5.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, if you hit that one, I would be impressed as well. For my lock, I'm going to go with I'll just go on a limb right now. I'll say the Baltimore Ravens are going to lose this football game to the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. They're going to look to come back with a vengeance and absolutely clobber the football team. Show them who they are.
They're going to clobber the what?
The football team. Oh, sorry.
They play a football team every week, though, don't they?
Yeah,
the one from Washington.
Okay.
This one is the football team.
The football team. I think they're absolutely going to clobber them. They're going to have some vengeance in their veins. And then for my long shot, this one hurts, but I'm going to take the Bears over the Colts. I don't know why the Colts are favored on ESPN, but it's a 3-point spread.
They're favored on the road. They're in Chicago, and they're still a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah, so it's technically a long shot, and I'm taking it.
That's a good value pick. I like it.
3-0 Bears.
It's not technically a long shot. It is. I mean, 2.5 points are down, right?
Yep.
You're playing by the rules. Can't fault you for that.
With that being said, it is time for Brandon's Butthole 5.
Another long Nicole Hardman.
Oh,
was that?
also. Yeah, that
another
bomb.
long Nicole Hardman touchdown.
I am high on Miko Hardman.
I just snagged him on my bro.
It is now time to play Budhole 5.
Or if you guys would listen to Sell or Sell last week, Lamar Jackson looking pretty good.
Gage is trying to sell Lamar Jackson. He's having a bad game so far. The lady who said that the Budhole 5 game is starting, she was correct. It is now time to play the Budhole 5. Everybody knows the rules, but I'll explain them anyway. You have 30 seconds
35
to name the top 5 in whatever category I give you. Could be sports, video games, movies, etc. You get a point for each correct answer. If there's a tie, we will go into a 20-second tiebreaker round for items 6 through 10. If there happens to be a tie after that, we will go back and forth for item 11. If the person who answers first on item 11 gets it correct, the second person will have one opportunity to get it right for number 12. The time starts after I finish reading the question. Like I said, I'm going to throw things off a little bit from what I did in the last episode. The NFL has gone through 3 weeks, not including the Monday Night Football game so far today. I want you to give me the top 5 players with the most targets. The top 5 players with the most targets. The Budhole 5 is brought to you by your favorite DFS site, Thrive Fantasy. They have eliminated the need to do countless hours of research because they only ask you about the top-tier athletes in a respective sport. Each prop has a fantasy point total associated with the over-under based on its likelihood to occur. So the more points a selection is worth, the riskier it is. Rack up the most points to win your share of the prize pool. Use promo code BUD, B-U-D, when you sign up today and you will receive an instant $20 bonus on your first deposit of $20 or more. All right. That was the buzzer. We are going to start. Scott won the last game.
I laid a dud this time.
We're going to start out with him.
I only came up with 4. And
this is the same as the last round. There were technically 6 right answers in the top 5.
I absolutely fucking laid naked. So I have Travis Kelce, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, and Keenan Allen.
Gage's Rage.
I just realized that the one is a stupid one because I also have them.
I have a stupid one as well. Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
he's playing on Monday night and these targets don't count. Yeah, he's on my list as well, though. I also have Amari Cooper, Adam Thielen, Mike Davis, and Keenan Allen.
So we all fucking laid an egg.
So Mike Davis, through 2 games, you have as one of the top targets. That's
why not?
Hardman drops a second touchdown. All right, Star Lamar.
Kelsey. That's just because this game's on right now. DeAndre Hopkins, Darren Waller, Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones.
There's one for sure.
Star
Did you have Keenan Allen?
No, I took him off my list.
To put on Kelce?
No, to put on Waller.
Waller was a decent ad, but...
Listen, boys. We have a 3-way tie. 2 correct answers out of the top 6. Keenan Allen, 37. DeAndre Hopkins, 37. Amari Cooper and Calvin Ridley at 35. Allen Robinson and Alvin Kamara rounded out at 31. I'm now going to start...
Wait. So who were the last 2?
Robinson and Kamara. I'm now going to give you items 6 through 10. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So technically 7 through 11. So there's actually 8 of them. Whatever. 30 seconds. Starts right now. Hitting the wrong buttons. Why am I in charge of the button bar? God, I'm an idiot. Gage might actually get his 35 seconds.
Hell yeah.
Technically, you only get 20, but I don't know the rules to my own game. All right, time is up. Pencils down, Gage. Pencils down. Pencils down.
Where was the countdown on that shit?
Yeah, it was in my headphones.
Yeah.
I heard it.
All right. I'm going to start with Star Lamar this time.
So I have Darren Waller, Julio Jones, Mike Gesicki, and Adam Thielen.
Gage's Rage.
I stole Darren Waller. And Zach Ertz and Adam Thielen. That's all I got.
Scott?
So I did Zach Ertz, Devonta Adams, Darren Waller, Jonnu Smith, and Adam Thielen.
We've never had this before. We have a 3-way tie going into
the sudden
second
death
tiebreaker round. Here's what we're going to do. You all had 3 combined.
So what is 1 through 10?
I'm not. Since you guys did so poorly, you're going to go back and you're going to try here again because this is pathetic.
Why don't we just do sudden death for 11?
No.
Yeah, give us 1 through 10. We'll do sudden death for 11.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And if there's...
Does Brandon have 11? That's the question. He's like, fuck me.
I mean, 3 out of...
Technically...
It's 12, right?
Technically, they're tied here.
So we didn't get any of them?
We got one
You got
more.
Darren Waller. He was the only correct answer. All right.
What?
Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to, once I'm done reading the question, for pick number 11, I guess I have to read off the rest of them. Stephon Diggs, Tyler Lockett, Darren Waller, A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, DJ Moore. Whoever says their name first, that's kind of cheating. I don't know. Say your name first and go.
Wait,
Skylar Lamar. Hunter Henry.
No.
It's me, Adam Thielen.
No.
Gage. Aaron Jones?
No.
Star Lamar. Devontae Adams.
No.
Me. Austin Eckler.
Gage?
Can I call a timeout and can we go back and count the number of targets at least?
I think this is just a 0. I don't think a winner can be granted.
This is
here.
sad.
Yeah, can you give us a position?
No.
A division. AFC or NFC?
It's done.
Both.
Both?
There's 2 tied. So technically there's 2 right answers. First
Let's
one to
just
name
keep
it.
down.
A position.
Wide receiver.
N'Keal Harry.
No. This is sad.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper
No,
was
he's already
third.
on the list. From the same team?
DK Metcalf.
From the same team of one of the
Julio
teams already
Jones.
listed?
It's not Julio Jones either.
Oh, Cooper Kupp.
Russell Gage.
Keep going.
Robert Woods.
Cooper Kupp.
No.
Hayden Hurst.
Tyler Higbee. Odell Beckham Jr.
All right, we have.
Austin Hooper.
Kareem Hunt.
Jarvis Landry.
Michael Gallup.
Just keep going. Keep naming players. You guys are
Mike
dancing.
DJ Moore.
Evans.
DJ Moore.
Oh, DJ Chark.
Anthony
Scotty
Miller.
Miller.
Tyler Eifert. He said wide receiver, didn't he?
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral.
Have we set the team?
I have not said the team. The team's. It'll probably give them both away.
Greg Ward.
Marvin Jones.
How about
Neither. Okay, so you have one NFC and one AFC. They're both on this list. Let's see. You have one in the East and one in the North.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
No.
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
Boom. 2 wins, baby.
There's
2
no
wins
winner on
tonight.
this. This is sad.
You just said there's no winner.
There's
Scott.
no
That was
winner.
your idea.
Yeah, that was a 5
Yeah, but Brandon wouldn't take it. It's Brandon's game. It's not my game.
He just said
It's
no.
Brandon's game.
Brandon,
That was
When I
pathetic.
have to give you
Brandon,
that many hints,
You did a good job, Brandon,
Who's
making
the,
sure that we
who's
had
the
crowned a
NFC
winner.
guy?
Terry McLaurin,
Scary Terry.
25.
Well, you know what, you guys? I'm sorry you're just not
See,
as
if
good
we
as
would
me.
have had the numbers, I would have been a lot closer.
I told you the lowest was 26.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't even have the 10.
I might not have said. I don't know. This was sad. It was pathetic.
That was really sad.
That's not a win.
No, this is ugly. You're all failures.
Well, that rounds out this episode. Make sure
No,
to check
I
out.
just want to take some time at the end of this episode to say I love college football, and I'm glad it's back. I know the rest of the boys up here don't watch it like I do, but hopefully in the future
I
we'll
do.
be able to incorporate a little bit more college football. It was nice to have. Felt like a real college football week this week with the SEC coming in, actually having Big 12 games on the air. A lot of big upsets. Hopefully in the future we can get some more college football talk going on here.
My favorite college football coach currently, Mike Leach.
Oh, he's an easy pick. He's a
I
character.
love him.
He's an absolute character.
Hail.
that
He's
my
second.
guy?
He's my
Go
second
Tigers.
favorite. He's my
That's
second
Coach O.
favorite.
Oh.
He just beat Coach O.
Behind
Well, good for him.
PJ Fleck of your Minnesota Golden Gophers, Minnesota. Oars up. Row the boat.
Go
Sky
Tigers.
Go.
Wait, that's how we're wrapping up the show?
No. Go.
Go
We have
jerk off.
music.
Oh, bye.
Yeah. You guys, geez Louise. Fuck.
Make sure to check us out on Facebook, Budhole. Check us out on Twitter as well, @OfficialBudhole, Instagram, @OfficialBudhole, TikTok, @OfficialBudhole. And if you have questions or comments, email us at officialbudhole@gmail.com. Also, make sure to check out our Teespring website where we have sweatshirts and t-shirts, and our website itself where we post blogs and whatnot. Both of the links will be posted in our description for the episode. Please leave a rating on whichever platform you're listening on, as well as make sure to hit that subscribe button so we can continue to bring you the great content we create, as well as make it even better for the future. We love you all. Peace out.